Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for coming along this journey as I go through the menu on Matrix. Right now, we are working on the curve menu and we are slowly going through it. This is part 4, and we left off at ellipse, and we are going to carry on and see how far we can get. Our first one is parabola, and it is a geometry term, and I have never used this, so let's see what it does. All right, I'm going to click. Okay, let's see. I wonder if I brought in a circle and then I did that. Okay. Not sure what the application would be for me, but let's see, from vortex, let's do it from F4. Okay, maybe that one. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I still don't know what I would use it for. All right, hyperbola. Let's see what this is. Another one that I have never used. Okay. Now, I am sure there is an application for these. I just have never needed them in my designs, and I do a lot of custom work, and I've been doing this for a very long time, so I am speechless. Let's just go with that. Conic. All right, let's see what that is. Oh, okay, I kind of like that one. If you go up to this point, can you do F4? Can you do shift? Oh, you can do F4. All right. Let's see, if I started at F4, I guess you just have to choose a point. If you had something to snap to, that might make a lot of sense. Conic tangent, you would have to have something out there, and perpendicular. I'm going to pass over the rest of those. Honestly, I've never used them, and I'm sure there's an application, but I can't even think of a time when I would need to use that. I am going to change my layer color so that you can see it a little bit better, and it's in the lower left hand side, and I'm going to click on the white, the little white square, and next we're going to do helix. Helix is interesting. So I pressed on helix and I click and I click, and then I want to look at the command line. If you go down to the command line, you can switch it from diameter to radius, and we're just going to go with radius, and then you can say how many turns you want. And right now there are 4 complete turns on the spiral, and I am going to change that. You click on the turns and you can change it. I'm going to change it to 10. And then you can choose how big you want it. And if you go in your under your lower right hand corner viewport, you can kind of see how big it is. So let's just go, you could also type in a number. Let's go with 4. All right, there's a helix. Now, I use helix occasionally. I will use it to hand make a rope design. I will use it if I want to create a design. Let's do it again. I'm going to show you something real quick. Helix, and let's go with 4. Let's go back to 4 turns. All right, there we go. So if I want this consistent pattern, but I don't want it spiraled or in a helix form, I can take that and type in the word project to C-plane, and yes, delete input, and it flattens it. See, it's flat to the C-plane. You can see better in the perspective view how it's flat. And now I have a flat pattern that I can use that is consistent. And if I turn on my control points, that's quite a few. I was hoping that it would have less. All right, we are going to see what else is on the spiral or the helix. Helix around a curve. Okay, so let's do a circle curve, and we'll do that. Select curve. Ah, look at that. That's cool. Yep. Yeah, about 10 years ago, those halos were kind of popular, and they did a lot of twists and turns. Let's see what that does. Very nice. All right. And so what you can do on this is you can do a rotate, and I'm thinking this is going to work out. It's been a while since I've done it. I'm going to get my O-snaps on and make sure my near is on. All right, and I'm going to go and click yes for when I rotate. All right, let's see what that does. Okay, that now if this was a solid, you could see it better, but I'm not going to do that yet. So, because we haven't gone over the solid menu, so I don't want to confuse anybody, but there is a lot you can do with the helix when you get into kind of a creative mode or you want to do something a little different. All right, next, helix vertical. Okay, so that just means vertical, which it's kind of interesting that they specify that, because you could literally just go in this viewport. Oh, it doesn't let you. Oh, that's why they specified. A lot of times the commands will allow you to go in any viewport, but this one literally does not let you do that. So if you want to go vertical, you have to specify vertical in your helix. Okay, let's see what spiral does. F4. Oh, okay. Ah, okay, got it. Let's see. Obviously, this is new to me. It's not new to Matrix, but it is definitely something that I've never had to use. Look at that, a little Christmas tree. All right. Spiral vertical, spiral around a curve. Okay, and spiral flat. I was wondering if they had that. So let's just do this. See this? We could go like that, and that keeps it flat. I could see where that could be practical. Definitely. And you know what's nice about this? If you did a spiral that was flat and you just brought it in and you wanted, let's bring in a line and another line, and I'm clicking F4. Take your spiral and let's split it with these curves. I don't know if it will. Yes, it did. Yay! Delete, delete, delete. All right. And let's just say you needed some curved lines that were exactly the same distance apart. This is a really quick and easy way to accomplish that. All right, spiral around a curve. So let's go back and do our freeform curve and see what happens when we do spiral around a curve. I'm looking at my command line. It says select curve. And wowzy zowzy. I think it's out of control. There we go. So you want to just get really close, and you probably want to make sure your O-snaps are off because it's going to go crazy. All right, and it does tell you how many turns, so I'm going to do 10. All right, let's see. Oh, and this side I can do, so you have to click on the one side and then click on the other, and where you click or what you type in is going to give you the radius or diameter of that. Okay, all right, that could be practical. Yeah, I'm not sure where I would use that, but I'm sure that I could figure out a way to do that. All right, I'm going to bring in a couple lines here, practice our little polyline, and we're going to do a freeform curve. All right, extend curve, and select boundary art objects. I'm going to enter that. And then you click on the curve again. I'm not sure what order because I've not used this before, but you can see there's a millimeter listed on there. Okay, so you can determine how far out you want to go. And let's see if it joined it automatically. Let's try to extend the curve. Extend curve by arc. So select boundary or objects. There we go. Press enter when done. And select curve to extend. And I'm going to extend it this far. Press end of extension or enter extension length. Okay, I'm going to do 5 millimeters. Okay. I'm not sure why that, okay. I'm really confused, obviously, but I think we get the point. I've just not used it enough, ever. I've never used it, so. Oh, this is fun. We're learning together. What is this next one that I've never used? Point object. I'm going to click on that. And it says location of point object. I'll just click on the end. Oh, it's letting you add points. Okay. Multiple points. There we go. Not sure why I would need that. Drape points, mark curve start, mark curve end, divide curve by length of segments. Okay, I know that one. Yeah, I've used that one before. That's very practical. All right, if it's what I think it is, mark, divide curve by length of segments. So we're going to do this and press enter. Curve length is 237.672. Enter the length of the segments. All right, and then you can split it if you want. That's interesting. Okay, so let's just do 10 millimeters. All right, and see, it divides the curve up in the segments, but it did not split it. So let's do another one. Let's do a circle and see if that'll do it. All right, I'm going to divide curve by number of segments. That's the one that I have used a lot. So there we go. And let's do 12. Oh, drag seam point to adjust. I need to follow directions. There we go. So I want that centered. There we go. And press enter when done. And I want 12. There you go. You want to divide this curve so that you can snap lines to it. So in your O snaps, when they're on, you're able to activate different snaps, and one of them, you could do quad, you could do point. And the point, once that is snapped, then you can create from point to point. And perhaps there's something that you need to do that will give you an option to divide things in a very specific amount. And so that's when you would use that. All right, I'm going to move this over. Let's see what else is on there. Okay. All right. I'm not going to get into any of those. They're things that I've never used before. So not really sure what we're going to do with that. That is going to go evidently on my bonus track. The bonus track that all of the ones that I didn't know. It's funny how you can use a program for so many years and there's certain things that are either new or not new. I'm not even sure. But they're just not anything I need. All right, I brought this rectangle in, and let's go up to cleanup, fillet curves, and select first curve to fillet. Oh yeah, and the radius is 1. So this would be the time to put in like 0.5. All right, I think. Oh yeah, see that? It's so tiny. I'm going to back up and do a larger radius. Oops, backed up too far. Okay, so I'm going to fillet the corners. And this is something that I used to use all the time, and I really just never paid attention to where it might be. See, this is where you click enter to activate it again. There we go. And you press the corner that you want to fillet. You want to do that really close to the corner. There you go. And this is handy. I'm going to back up and undo. This is handy if you want to do maybe the bottom one's the same, and then you want to do the top one's different. That's not different enough for you to see it. Let's do 10. And I'm typing that in, typing in a number. And so you can see where, I mean, it almost looks like a profile. So you can create a profile this way too, or maybe you want a really heavy fillet, and then you can take that and turn it into a solid. All right, let's go ahead and bring in some more rectangles and see what else is on here. Fillet corners. Okay, this one I believe, oh yeah, this one is all 4 corners. So I'm going to press fillet corners and select my curve to fillet. Press enter when done. Oh, this one allows you to select it. Oh, interesting. Okay, so like if I did that, oh, okay, I gotcha. There we go. So this way you can have one side have a heavier fillet. Let's exaggerate this a little bit more and see what happens. Okay. Okay, not the smoothest, but gotcha. There we go. Exit. If you find that you've clicked enter by clicking on your right mouse, and then you reactivate the command, you can always go into your viewport, click in your viewport and press escape, and that will get you out of your latest command. Sometimes you don't know if you have to click twice or enter twice for the command to complete it. And so that's what I do. Chamfer corners, first curve right here and here. Oh, okay, so in here in your command line, it says distances 5, 1. So it went up 5 and over 1, and I'm not sure why, but certainly that is not the default. All right, let's see. Chamfer corners, select first curve to chamfer. The distance is 5, 1. Do you want us to trim? It says yes. Okay. Maybe I'll do 3. And the second chamfer is 3. Okay, there we go. I need to do what I tell everybody else to do, and that is read your command line. That's what I needed to do. Sometimes I get in a hurry. All right, so that's chamfer. It's a very straight, cut off, angular edge, unlike your fillet. All right, here we go. Just move those over. Is there any more connect curves? Okay, I wonder what that's all about. Let's see what that is. Oh, select first curve to connect. We'll do that. And then select second curve. Nothing. I don't know. Do not know. Let's see what's happening. Nope. All right. Well, folks, that's another one that we're going to have to come back to. They are adding up, and my bonus footage is going to be an hour long. All right, let's see what else is up here. Blend curves. I know this one. I'm going to bring in a curve here and here. And then we'll do a straight one. I'm bringing in a straight curve and duplicating it. Blend curve. All right. I selected the top blend curve. It said select first curve to blend near the end. There we go. And then you want to do the second curve near the end. There it is. Very nice. And that does not give you a join. So those curves are still separate. Okay. I'll just put this over here and bring these over. And let's try that again. Blend curve. I hit this first curve, then the second curve, and it blends it. There's really no adjusting, no choice in how that blends. It just picks a nice smooth blend. Then the next one is an adjustable blend. So let's do this. Blend curve adjustable. All right, this is where you can actually choose how you want that to be. And you can pull down on the toggles. You can trim it, you can join it. Let's say join. You can make sure it's tangent. There's just all kinds of things you can do. So I'm pulling down on that, and I'm going to pull up on this. And when you pull up or down, you pull up or down and it sticks to your mouse, right? Your cursor until you click. There we go. And then you just press OK when you are done. And I did press join, so that joins. There we go. Let's see what else is on the agenda. Arc blend. Not sure what that is. Select your first curve and second curve near the end. All right, that's a very nice arc. And that, let's do that again and see if there's a choice to join it. Arc blend, select first curve, second curve, and trim no. Let's click no, or let's click yes. Join yes. There we go. And no for trim. Oh, did it do it? No, it didn't. Not sure why, but I just went ahead and joined that. All right. I think that's it for blend curve. All right, we're going to put this over here, and we're going to bring these down because we're going to use these on the next one. Offset curve. Offset curve. I think I've already done that. Originally, in the very beginning of this curve menu, we did something called offset. So I don't know. Oh, that was a dynamic command. All right, that's what that was. So we're going to see offset curve should be really similar. I'm going to go ahead and punch in 5 millimeters and enter, or excuse me, left click. So here was my original, and here's the offset. Go ahead and do this one. Now you'll notice when you have clipped corners, this is actually clipped, but it's very hard to see. So it doesn't always work out maybe the best way. So if I offset this with just 2 millimeters, it would show a little bit more. But there is ways to take care of that if you want to adjust that. All right, let's do offset curve through point. Not sure. Oh, okay. All right, so if you had something inside here already that you wanted to bring and match up with that curve, your O-snaps would be on and it would snap to that with that point. Okay, that makes sense. You can go either way. I'm gonna delete those for now. Let's see, offset curve on surface. We haven't done surfaces yet, so when we do surfaces, I am going to go over some of these. And then normal to surface. Okay, the rest of them are all about surfaces. And we already did the curve from 2 views. Let's see where that was. It probably got moved. Oh, here it is. Curve from 2 views. It was a dynamic command. Cross-section profiles, tween curves. Curves. Tween curves is actually really practical. So you have these 2 curves right here. And let's go ahead and do tween curves. And it says in your command line, select start and end curves here and here. And what will happen is it will be between the 2 curves. So that's why they call it tween curves. And it used to be called mead, I think. Yeah, which was, I think, more of a geometry term. And they have just kind of made it more into a slang term. So press enter to accept options. If you want 1, you press enter because 1 is the default. Let's do this one. So I am going to go and just right click, and that reactivates my command that I did last. And I'm going to select these 2 curves. 1 is your default, but let's go ahead and change that to 3 and press enter to accept options. There you go. And look at that. We've got 3 curves. I'm going to select that curve, hold down shift, select these other 2, and I'm going to turn them a different color. There you go. So you can see the tween curves are in the bright green. All right, and there is another way that you can do that. Let's take this one and let's offset that. And let's do 0.9. Ooh, that's kind of tiny. I'm going to escape and I'm going to do 2 millimeters. All right. Now, if you wanted to put another line between those two curves, it puts it exactly in the middle, by the way. I'm going to select these two, and I can come up here to my recent commands, and it will have in order all the different commands that you did. So the latest one is here. So I'm going to select tween curves, and look at that. It defaulted to the very last input. The last input I did was 3 curves. So if I want 1 or 2, I'm going to have to change that. So I'm going to select 1, press enter to accept, and there you go. That is my tween curve right there, the red one. All right. Let's see what else we have. Convert to lines, convert to arcs. I have no idea, no clue. I know nothing about that one. So we are going to just put that in my bonus curves video that's going to go back over these rarely used options, because I want you guys to learn everything that you possibly can. But my focus right now is showing you the menu items that I use on a daily basis. So you will hear me quite often throughout these videos explaining that I've never used that before. I don't even know if it's new. And it's because I just haven't had a reason to use it, because there's so many different ways to get to the same place. I am going to stop at curve from 2 views, because the rest of it, there's quite a bit that we can discuss with the editing tools and the from object tool menu. And honestly, I think that could be a whole video for sure. And I want to really share with you how to use those tools, because those are very, very, very practical. So thank you for listening, and if you enjoyed these videos, please subscribe and like, and I appreciate all of you guys. So you are welcome.